You get two types of dreams, a symbolic dream and a literal dream. Literal dreams is where the message given to you is direct and it doesn't use any symbols or metaphors in the dream and doesn't require interpretation. We see this in Matthew with Joseph, who is Jesus's future father. Mary and him at the time were not married, and so God reveals to him in a dream that the child that Mary is carrying is conceived by the power of the Holy Spirit, a very important bit of knowledge. So when he gives us a direct message in a dream, it's called a word of knowledge. I once prayed for a girl where I saw a vision of a sunflower, and when I shared the vision with her, she said that her favorite flower is a sunflower. This was something that was literal. It was real and it didn't really require interpretation or a further message from God. When a dream has symbols or is a metaphoric dream, it does require interpretation, and it requires you to look at the symbols through the lens of the Holy Spirit, through your own personal language of how God would ordinarily speak to you, and it requires searching and seeking the Lord for the revelation. For example, Joseph in Genesis 37 shares a dream with his brothers about the sun, the moon, and the stars bowing down to him. This was a hidden message about a future positioning that he would be in. And so it was for many years to come. So when God gave him this dream, there was time for Joseph to see the fulfillment of it. It wasn't urgent, so it didn't need to be literal. It required Joseph to believe and to seek God. So why does God actually speak in parables? Well, he says in Matthew 13, when he shares a parable and they ask him, why are you speaking in parables? He says, he who has an ear, let him hear. So he's inviting those that are hungry and humble to seek him for the truth. Those that are proudful and do not want to know what he's really saying are not going to receive all that he's got. God invites us into not information, but into a relationship. He invites us into dependence on the Holy Spirit. He also uses something we understand to reveal something that is unknown to us. In the Bible times, when God spoke in parables, it was language that they all understood. It's an invitation to go deeper. So remember, when looking at your dreams, they can either be literal or symbolic. This can get very confusing when you take a symbolic dream and you make it a literal one. For example, sometimes people dream of falling pregnant or giving birth to a baby, and they think that they're actually going to be pregnant and have a baby. That is not always the case. It's often a picture of God saying he's preparing you to give birth to something that he wants you to walk in, maybe his promise. It could be that your car in your dreams gets stuck on the road and you get a flat tire. God could be talking to faith and your inability to move forward because of your lack of faith. So it's important to always ask the Holy Spirit, is this literal or is this symbolic? And look at it through that lens. I will do a follow-up video on how to use symbols in your dream and how to seek God for further revelation.